Have you ever found yourself in a heated moment and reacted before realizing what was happening? If so, we've all been there. Anger can feel like it sneaks up on you, taking over before you can even catch your breath. But what if you could recognize those early warning signs of anger and stop it before it spirals out of control? That's where self-awareness comes in. Self-awareness is a key foundation of anger management. When you're able to notice your anger as it begins to rise, you have the power to choose a different response, such as a calmer, more thoughtful response, instead of letting anger lead the way. In this episode, I will share 3 practical tips to help you increase your self-awareness. These tips will help you to recognize your emotions early, giving you the control to change your actions and keep your anger under control. Let's explore how you can increase your self-awareness, master your emotions, and regain control of your life. Hello and welcome to episode 101 of the Anger Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Alastair Duhs. Over the last 30 years, I've helped more than 15,000 men and women control their anger, master their emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships. In today's episode, I'm exploring a fundamental skill for anyone who's serious about managing their anger. This is self-awareness. If you've ever felt like your anger takes over before you even realize it, this episode is for you. Before we dive in, however, if you'd like my personal help to control your anger and create lasting change, I invite you to visit angersecrets.com and book a free 30-minute anger assessment call with myself. I'd be honored to support you on your journey to mastering your anger and living a calmer, happier, and more fulfilling life. Now, let's jump into today's episode, How to Build Self-Awareness. To control your anger before it gets out of control, you need to build self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. When it comes to controlling your anger, self-awareness is critical. Without it, you won't be able to notice when you're getting angry or take action to stop it from escalating. So, how can you become more self-aware? Here are 3 tips to get you started. Tip 1 is to observe your early warning signs of anger. The first step to building self-awareness is learning to recognize what I call your early warning signs of anger. These are the subtle cues your body and mind give you when you're starting to get tense or frustrated, well before your anger gets out of control. Everyone's early warning signs are a little different. For some, it might be an increase in heart rate, feeling hot or sweaty, or even noticing a change in your voice. Maybe it gets louder, or you go completely silent. For others, it can be a shift in body language, or thinking thoughts such as, "Why is this happening to me?" or "I don't need this right now." The sooner you recognize your early warning signs of anger, the better your chances are of stopping your anger before it escalates. In my comprehensive online course, The Complete Anger Management System, I go much deeper into how to recognize and manage your early warning signs of anger. But for now, I encourage you to start paying attention to the signals your body and mind send you. Once you become aware of them, you can start to take control of yourself before things get out of hand. Tip 2 is to slow down. My second tip to increase self-awareness is to slow down. When anger hits, it's easy to let your emotions take over and react without thinking. This often leads to words or actions you later regret. That's why my second tip for building self-awareness is to slow down. In heated moments, your brain tends to think fast, but training yourself to pause and take a deep breath can make all the difference. Slowing down allows you to choose how you respond rather than letting anger decide for you. I once worked with a client who mastered this by using a simple technique. Whenever he felt his anger rising, he would force himself to start his next sentence with the words, "I think" or "I feel." This sounds simple, but even that brief moment, just 1 or 2 seconds, gave him the time to pause, reflect, and make a more thoughtful choice about what to say or do. This small act of slowing down led him to choose more respectful, productive conversations and helped him to prevent his anger from spiraling out of control. Tip 3 is to get to know your anger triggers. Anger triggers are specific situations or events that trigger your anger. Understanding what triggers your anger is crucial for self-awareness because it helps you recognize it before things escalate. Once you know your triggers, you can take steps to manage your emotions more effectively. A simple exercise to uncover your anger triggers is to reflect on past moments when you felt particularly angry. Ask yourself, what about that situation made me so angry? The more you think about this, the clearer your triggers will become. Common anger triggers include things such as feeling disrespected, feeling like you're not being heard, or if someone behaves in a way that doesn't meet your expectations. Once you've identified your anger triggers, you can start to anticipate them and plan how to respond before they lead to full-blown anger. One effective strategy to do this is to write down your anger triggers. This helps you put them into perspective and gives you a chance to create a plan for how to handle these situations in the future. For example, if feeling disrespected is an anger trigger for you, you might plan to take a break, communicate your feelings calmly, or even walk away from a situation when needed. Remember that when it comes to anger management, becoming aware that you are getting angry is a key. If you are not aware that you are getting angry, there is nothing you can do to control your anger. However, if you are aware that you are getting angry, there are many things you can do to control your anger. Okay, thanks for listening to today's episode on 3 tips to build more self-awareness. These tips are: Tip 1, observe your early warning signs of anger. Tip 2 is to slow down. And Tip 3 is to get to know your anger triggers. I hope you found these tips useful. Remember, self-awareness is crucial to control your anger and create positive life changes. If you found this episode helpful, please follow this podcast, leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast app, or share it with others who might benefit from these tips. And don't forget, my website, angersecrets.com, offers a range of free resources to help you control your anger, master your emotions, and create calmer, happier, and more loving relationships, including a free training on my top 3 secrets to control your anger in any situation. You can access this training on my website at angersecrets.com/training. And finally, remember, you can't control other people, but you can control yourself. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
The Anger Secrets podcast is for general informational purposes only, and does not constitute the practice of counseling, psychotherapy, or any other professional health service. No therapeutic relationship is implied or created by this podcast. If you have mental health concerns of any type, please seek out the help of a local mental health professional.